Hi guys, it's Mark Zicree, Mr. Sci-Fi, also known as Mark Zicree of Space Command, as well as many, many other things. People ask me when they see me and recognizing me at various places, they say, "Are you a Mark Zicree?" And I say, "On a good day." So, as you know, I attended the Star Trek Las Vegas convention a few days ago, which it was terrific. I had great fun. I'll be doing a video about that. But for now, I'm starting to watch season 2 of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds and reviewing each episode. And so we'll get into this because I watched episode 2 of season 2. The one where, basically Una, based on the character number 1 from The Cage, is put on trial because she was an Illyrian and it's against the law for them to join Starfleet. And Rebecca Romijn features prominently because she plays Una. And let me here, I'll unpack all this stuff. Courtroom trials have a great opportunity for drama, all the way from the O.J. trial to To Kill a Mockingbird or Inherit the Wind. These are you're pitting issues of life and death and love and hate and morality and all that stuff, and certainly it's great fodder for drama. And Star Trek has often had episodes that were essentially trials. And sometimes they were done well, sometimes not so well. And the problem I had with this episode, several problems, and we'll get into it. Basically, it's sort of like a paper tiger. By that I mean there's only one side of the argument, which is prejudice is bad. And you even have the prosecution really being reluctant to try this case and really all smiley when Una wins, and and they had this character of the lawyer who's sort of the main character in the episode. You have so many shots of Pike and his crew just kind of sitting watching the TV of this trial, and they're absolutely passive. Pike wants to testify at one point, but the prosecution talks him out of it because he's been sleeping with her or whatever, and then, or she doesn't want him to incriminate himself, and various other characters are trying to get the information of who outed Una as an Illyrian, but it still doesn't really, at least for myself, speaking for myself, it did not engage me emotionally because. What Illyrians? I mean, they glow red, and they're genetically modified. And once you get into the episode, you find out, well, my God, there was the eugenics war in 1996 that we all somehow missed. And Khan Noonien Singh, Ricardo Montalban, who led his followers into this war, and they were genetically altered, and blah 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 blah. And it's just kind of like, well, these guys are genetically altered so they can breathe on a planet that has a poisonous atmosphere. It's like, who's gonna be bent out of shape over that, And so it's like, basically, we know who's gonna win. We know what the outcome's gonna be, and there's really no tension in it at all. And we don't, really know Una very well, and we certainly don't know this lawyer that she has a past, quote unquote, with, whatever that past, quote unquote, might be. There's a lot of hand-holding between the two of them, I'll say that. But, I like the cast, I like the sets, I like the costumes, I like the colors. Cinematography is really good. Visual effects are okay. But again, it's like you're watching and you're going, well, why am I watching this? Because it's certainly not riveting. It's, well, we have this law against Illyrians serving, and you broke that law. Okay, but there's also this law where you can claim asylum, and since you outed yourself to Captain Pike, he exercised judgment and gave you asylum, and so everything's hunky-dory, and you can resume command. And it's like, okay, okay, but yeah, it's just and just for comparison, let's look at several other Star Trek storylines that have a lot more punch to them that are allied with this episode. First of all, I went back and I rewatched Wrath of Khan, which of course is terrific. It's my favorite Star Trek movie. It's just a wonderful piece. If you've never seen it, and of course you have, It's just terrific, and Ricardo Montalban is terrific. And I met one of the actresses, Laura Banks, who plays one of his followers. She plays the Navigator, and she's wonderful. And she signed a photo to me at the Star Trek convention, and that was really cool. And I bought her. She gave me her book, actually, about where she recounts the experience of being in Wrath of Khan. Interestingly enough, an actress who turned down that role because she wanted to go home for Christmas to her family. I later met at my round table. She came several times. She was a very sweet girl, blonde, very pretty, and later Phil Spector murdered her. So, really a terrible thing. So, poor girl. But getting back to Star Trek, Star Trek has had some bum trial episodes before this. There's an episode called Court Martial. It's kind of funky, in which Kirk gets court-martialed because he apparently, was responsible for the death of one of his crew, and and the evidence has been doctored to frame him. It's okay. It's not one of the great episodes, but a great episode that does have a trial in it of Spock is the Menagerie, parts 1 and 2. The wonderful way they were able to repurpose the first Star Trek pilot, The Cage, starring Jeffrey Hunter, into a wonderful 2-part episode where Spock apparently commits mutiny and steals the Enterprise to deliver his extremely damaged captain to salvation, essentially. It's a great episode, and I highly recommend that. And then, of course, one of the greatest Star Trek episodes is Star Trek Next Generation, Measure of a Man. And I'll say that again, Measure of a Man, by Melinda Snodgrass. It was written as a spec script that got her the job on Star Trek as a story editor. She's now a showrunner. And it's just terrific, and in which Data is put on trial to determine whether he's a thing that can be disassembled or a person that has rights. So you can check all of those out. So that's it for now, and we will talk again really soon. Bye, guys.